Hi everyone, Sharky here. This video is going to be a video geared towards people making the move to Israel. In Hebrew it's called Olim Chadashim. This topic of this video specifically is going to be about getting your license in Israel. If you have a license, let's say you're coming from North America, United States, Canada, if you're coming from there and you have a license, you need to prove that you have a license for over 3 years, I think. If you have your license for over 3 years, then what you want to do is you want to call Misrad HaRishui, which is the licensing office here, and tell them that you want to make an amara. Amara means changeover. So tell them you made an aliyah, or you moved to Israel, and you want to change over your license from your American license to your Israeli license. They're going to make you do a driving test. And the driving test is really simple, so no need to stress out. Slow down a bit while I talk. Yeah, so driving test is really simple. They basically take you around the block and you come back. It's a really like 2-minute test. It's not the regular test they make you take when you're a new driver. What I would suggest you do is you contact a driving instructor, which you're going to have to do regardless to take a test, and take a couple lessons. Excuse me. Take a couple lessons just so you're clear about the rules of the road here, the signage. They have a lot of roundabouts here in Israel, so make sure you know the rules about roundabout. And so just do that. Take yourself like 2 lessons, 3 lessons, just so you're clear on the driving, the rules here in Israel. And then you're gonna have to tell your instructor to book you a test. You cannot actually go and book a test on your own in Israel. You can only do it through a driving instructor. Which kind of sucks, and it costs money, obviously. It's going to cost around 500 shekels, I think, for the test. And that's going to include also using the instructor's car. You have to use an instructor's car, so it has the extra brake in there and everything. So it's something around 500 shekels. I could be wrong, but if I remember correctly, it was around that price. And your instructor will book the test for you, and you just go do this. Seriously, guys, it's a really simple test. Don't even stress over it. 2 minutes. I literally left the Ministry of Transportation, or whatever you want to call it. We made a right, a left, went down the street, went through a roundabout, came back, and that's it. It was a 2-minute test. So that's as far as changing your license over. There's one thing you need to know about car license here in Israel is there's 2 different licenses. One of them is for automatic cars only. So if you do a test on an automatic car, you get a license to drive an automatic car only. And you can do a test on a manual transmission car, and that will allow you to drive both manual transmission and automatic. So that's it for car license. As far as motorcycle license, I didn't have a motorcycle license in Canada when I grew up. When I grew up in Canada, I never had a motorcycle license. I actually, excuse me, I actually did it from scratch here in Israel. So I'll just break it down for you quickly, as quick as I can. Basically, the way it works is there's 3 different kinds of licenses for motorcycles here. They actually use the British system, I believe. First stage of your license is a motorcycle or scooter up to 125 cc's. This test is only a control test, meaning they want to you just do a test in a parking lot. You got to do figure eights, drive in a straight line at a slow pace. I think it's 5 kilometers, 4 kilometers an hour. Do a slalom, and that's do a U-turn. That's pretty much the whole test. It's very simple. The next test after that, which you can do it right away, you don't have to wait, so you don't even have to do the 125cc. If you want to jump to a higher level, you can do the test for up to 33 horsepower or 500 cc's. I think they changed the law. It's up to 33 horsepower. So any motorcycle that's up to 33 horsepower, meaning you can ride top bike you can ride is Kawasaki Ninja if you're into a sports bike. I got that license. I'm driving a 250cc scooter, which is great to get around. For that license, what you got to do is the same thing as a 125. You got to do a control test, which is test in the parking lot, and you got to do a road test where you go out on the road and with a couple of other guys and a tester that rides behind you. You go through a couple of roads and head back, and that's what I did. I didn't do the unlimited test, which is the next test I got to do. You actually have to wait a year, which is, my year is already up, so I'm going to be doing that. I'll be able to update you guys on what's included for that. From what I understand, it's the same thing as the last license I got, basically a control test in a parking lot, and then you go out on the road again, just with a heavier bike. So that's pretty much it. You're mandatory. You have to take like a minimum amount of lessons, which is like 10 lessons, I believe. So you got to do like 10 lessons, and then the test. The one thing in Israel that about getting a result, they never tell you on the spot like they do, in North America. At least in Toronto, they tell you right on the spot if you pass or not. Here in Israel, they don't tell you the result on the spot. They will contact your instructor, and your instructor will let you know. The reason they do that is because apparently one time some guy flipped out at a tester, and I think he actually killed him or something. I'm not sure, but it got violent, let's put it that way. I think he might have stabbed him or something like that, so they quickly changed that law. They're like, okay, we're not taking any chances here. So they don't tell you right away. So you gotta wait a couple of days and you'll find out. It's not a big deal. So that's it. That's my video about getting your license in Israel. I hope it was helpful. And ride safe, drive safe. If you have any questions, you can write it down in the comments. Preferably send me a message. I'll get it in my YouTube inbox, and I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions, concerns. So enjoy. Welcome to Israel, and good luck.